Yeah. Bill and I, we're running this show. Digital land, let the blockchain flow. Pod to the cast, we ride the air. NFT dreams like we just don't care. Metaverse wild, like a zombie horde. Earth to terrain, we're never bored. VeVe collectible, stacking high. Bill and I, we touch the sky. Digital world, we rule this space. NFT riches, we're on the chase. Metaverse dreams, a brand new guide. Zombie and Bill side by side. Yeah. Bill lays down wisdom like it's gold. I'm the zombie breaking every mold. Virtual lands where our roots grow deep. Podcasts alive, we never sleep. Podcast kings in the cyber realm. Forward thinking, we at the helm. Digital land, new frontiers we take. Binary zone that we co-create. Digital world, we rule this space. NFT riches, we're on the chase. Metaverse dreams, a brand new guide. Zombie and Bill side by side. Digital world, we rule this space. NFT riches, we're on the chase. Metaverse dreams, a brand new guide. Zombie and Bill side by side. Bill lays down wisdom like it's gold. I'm the zombie breaking every mold. Virtual lands where our roots grow deep. Podcasts alive, we never sleep. Podcast kings in the cyber realm. Forward thinking, we at the helm. Digital land, new frontiers we take. Binary zone that we co-create. Followers join and they heed the call. Hack the code, break the fourth wall. Pixelated power in every hand. Bill and Zombie own this land. On this land. On this land. Yeah, on this land. On this land. On this land. On this land.
Yo,
What's up?
what's up? How's everybody
That
doing?
song is just too good.
Gotta play it out, right? Gotta
I
play
know. In the zone.
it out. Cool. So what
We
have
got
you been
some
up to,
people
man?
in the chat today.
Oh yeah,
What up, Spectrum? What's up, Randy?
Randy's in the house. What's going on, Chavez?
We got some rifters in here. Let's go, Eon Rift. Here we go. Sup, mate? Let's go. I'm driving cross country. Wow,
Oh,
congrats, bro. That's cool. We'll be listening on my drive. Keen to catching up what you do. We
Nice.
do it all.
Yeah, we cover it all for sure.
Yep. Awesome. How about that drop today?
Yeah, I put myself on the waiting list for Grogu SR.
So did I.
Yeah, I put it up and then I checked, I got it, and I didn't pull the trigger. I don't, I kind of backed out a little bit. 1,000, there's 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of a high price, and I wasn't attached to the character. To be totally honest, I've never watched Mandalorian. Hate me now in the chat. I've never watched it, so I don't have like that.
Okay, I gotta go.
I know, right?
No.
I just don't have
That's
that
it.
connection. Sorry. Just,
Come on, Mando.
no, I don't have that connection. So
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling it. Like at first I thought, oh, Baby Yoda, that's cool. But found out he wasn't Baby Yoda. And he's a totally new character, and I just didn't have it. So I backed off for real Yoda. Oh shit! If they do like 600 of those fucking SR with a nice animation, him doing a backflip with his lightsaber or something, I'm all day. Guaranteed I'll get a sub for sure. 100%.
I went for the Baby Yoda SR. And I threw 11,110 MCP on there. What's up, Wes? What's up, Goulian? And Simon? And Spectrum, our man, what's up? And Dom Dennis. So I went for it, and I wasted 11,000 MCP on purpose.
Now, did you have any? Did you think it was, or did you just not care?
So I thought there was gonna be a lot of people that put 5,000 down, and then I thought there's probably gonna be a lot of people that put 6,000 down. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure I threw down 11,000 at the end of the day.
So you thought it was going to sell out?
I knew it was going to sell out. Yeah.
No, but immediately, because it was still available.
I did it just in case.
Okay, and you're like, I'm good with that.
Yeah, because I knew I was going to keep
That's how you got to do it, right? You got to be okay with if you're making the wrong call. At least you get what you want, right?
And for me, we started watching Mando from the beginning, so we love the show. I definitely recommend you watching it because it's one of the Star Wars shows that was actually pretty good, you know. And it came from a whole different concept. They added in Boba Fett, which was pretty cool too. You know, Boba Fett was obviously an iconic character, and then they intertwined those two with Book of Boba Fett.
Okay.
So that made it really interesting. But I feel like VeVe, I don't know if you saw some of my crazy X posts today, but I feel like VeVe missed, but I think they're okay. At first I thought they missed, but now I think they've got something hiding in the wings. So
explain. So what were your thoughts first?
So here's how they should have done the drop for those. And I'm gonna pop up my screen real quick so everyone can see. If I can remember how to do it, share screen. Okay, we're gonna go to VeVe, right? And okay, let me know when it pops up.
Yeah.
We're there?
Yep.
Okay, so obviously this was the Secret Rare, and it's up $30 from its original price. Okay, so great. So
price dropping, by the way.
Yeah. So then we have the rare Grogu. We have the Mandalorian with the armor, obviously secret rare. We have the ingots. We have the armor and the Din Djarin without the armor. Okay. So here's how I would have done it. All they said was you just need the armor to craft the ingots, right? Well, what are the ingots for? Why would I want a pile of ingots? The other thing is you already have Mandalorian with his armor already made. Okay. It doesn't make sense, right?
Right.
Why would you produce Din Djarin without the metal, already have the metal, and then have Mandalorian with his metal on? It seems like it's out of place. So what I would have done was this is what would have made it sell out, in my personal opinion. Eventually, okay? So you had to buy Grogu, the armorer, right? And then have the Din Djarin, right? All three of those. And then either you buy the ingots or you craft them, one of the two. Probably craft them, but that's fine. You don't have to craft them, right? So you have to buy all those. Then you hold all those. You now have the option to then craft Din Djarin with the metal, with the armor, who does it, correct? Then creates Mandalorian.
Wow, I love that.
And then it burns the ingots too, right?
And there's a story to that. That's like a little story. That's
how the movie did it.
Right.
It was the show. That's how the show went down. She, the armor, made the armor for Din Djarin, and it created him into the Mandalorian.
Okay.
With the ingots, but VeVe didn't do it that way. And I was like, why didn't they do it that way? So then, if you did all that right to create that, and you hold the entire set, then it opens the ability to unlock Grogu and Prom Secret Rare. To purchase.
Right.
Everyone obviously wanted this one, right?
Yeah.
That would have caused them to have to do all those other steps to then create him. Okay. But so I feel like they kind of missed on that. But then I realized, okay, we have these ingots, we have the armor, but since you didn't watch the show, you don't know. Grogu became Din Grogu. He became a Jedi Mandalorian mix. And he was given a suit of armor that was like a chainmail that went over his body. Okay, so it was light enough for him to carry, but made out of Beskar. Okay. Well, we don't have that.
All right.
But what we do have is 3,000, right?
We have a lot of
19 editions.
Yeah.
Okay, which doesn't make sense. You can see that, right?
To a story, yeah.
Yeah, so 3,019 editions. You can see only 2,400 sold.
Right.
So then, if we go back, how many Beskar do we have? Without boring everyone, I'll just tell them. It's 2019. Well, why are there 2019 of the Beskar and 3,019 of Grogu? I think they're gonna burn the Beskar with the armor to create Din Grogu with the chainmail in the future, and that would leave perfectly 1,000 left untouched for the rare. What do you think?
You should put that on paper and send it in. That's a great idea.
Well, I think they're already going to do that. Why would I have a pile of ingots that I can't use?
Yeah, that's a heavy speculation.
It is. I know. But otherwise, we just have a pile of ingots. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's a miss here. But also, why does the Beskar match up with his exact mints?
Right. Well, hopefully VeVe's listening.
Yeah, you have 3,019 and 2019. That doesn't make any sense. So just my thought. So I feel like they could have done better, but maybe they are doing better, and we just haven't had that announcement yet.
Yeah, Randy likes it. You think
Randy likes it? Yeah, I can't. Let me go back. Does Randy love it? Randy, meow, 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 meow. Meow. Right? Yes. Yeah. It's a great idea.
All right.
What's up, E2 Insight?
Hey.
Hey, we got to get you on. I got to message you. Message me. DM me. And so I remember to contact you. We're going to get you on the show right away. Okay? I need to check out this game when I get home. I'm intrigued. Which game are we talking about? VeVe?
Oh, VeVe.
Yes.
Is
VeVe's a winner.
Definitely. Huge project. Amazing IP, amazing collectibles. These are all NFTs, digital collectibles.
Yeah.
They have comics. They have new and existing comics.
Yeah.
Fully readable, fully in VR, also through the Metaverse. You can put them out there. So, yeah, pretty cool project.
Yeah, 100%. They have pretty much all the IP that you could ever want.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Okay, will do. Thanks, E2 Insight. We're going to be having more guys on the show. For those that didn't see the last show, we had Spectrum on. It was a banger. Yeah.
We got to see quite a lot of Earth 2. Amazing footage, with his kind of backstage pass he's got,
Yeah, I love it. I didn't even know about it until he did the show, which is funny because now I'm going to be using it all the time.
There you go. So did you complete the set?
So with that speculation, I thought to myself, a lot of times that what they do is they say, well, you can craft this thing in the future if you originally bought it from the store. And I thought, maybe I should go back. And I went and bought the Grogu Rare from the store, fresh. And then I also bought the armor and I crafted the ingots. I normally wasn't going to do that, but I'm highly speculating right now.
Okay. You don't want to miss out. Man, I was bummed. Did you see that addiction?
The gold?
Print? No, the addiction print.
Yes. Yeah.
It's long. It has all the comics on there. Fucking
yeah. I kind of thought it was well deserved. I mean, it was well deserved. I wish I could have got it, but I lost love for the storyline.
Did you?
There were some elements in there I didn't care for, and however, I kept the first set, and I didn't really continue much on with the rest of the comics. So I still received my silver logo.
Yeah, me too.
I kind of feel like they should have reserved the gold logo.
That's what I thought too for the OGs.
For the first set holders.
Yeah, for the OGs.
For the OGs, but I get why they did it. Oh well, what are you gonna do? What's up, man?
Yeah.
Wes, what do you think about my speculation? Do you think that they're gonna do a future craft with those ingots?
Yeah, with armor. I didn't even know Grogu fought.
Oh yeah,
he's a little baby.
Well, he just does his little, and then he falls asleep. He's like, right, and he passes out from the power.
I got a Funko Pop. It was released from GameStop with him with a frog in its mouth. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, he constantly he gets frogs and like Mandalorian's like, get that out of your mouth.
Just pounds them. He eats them though.
Yeah, he's putting everything in his mouth. It's incredible. Yeah. What up, boys? Great chat as well. Bill, how many people have signed up for Omi Island on Earth 2? Hey, I got Cosmo to sign up like yesterday or something.
Really?
Cosmo's on Omi Island.
Dang, we're getting some high class MFers up in there.
Yeah. Before we jump into that though, we got some rifters in here. Let's do a show and tell what I bought this week.
Yeah, somebody's been scooping them up.
Right? Scooping and sweeping. All right, let me
you need to share another page.
Present. Yeah, let me stop this one.
Okay.
Present. Share screen. And how many rifters we got out there in the chat? Let's see.
Wes thinks it might be an airdrop.
Okay, I feel that, Wes. That's a good idea. But what airdrops aren't as fun with the ingots though? Can they burn the ingots at the same time? I feel like I don't want a pile of metal for nothing.
Burn those ingots.
You know?
Yeah, it's just going to be sitting on the floor. You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Can you see it?
Yeah, we're up.
All right. So I bought, I think 11 this week. At least maybe 12. Crazy. So I think I started with this guy. And then, dude, they were so cheap. The prices you're seeing here was not what I paid. There's just offers on the bottom. But I think I got these for like a couple, like 13, 14 bucks. But then these started dipping down to like 11 and 12. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just starting to buy whole lines. So I swept this whole floor right here. And then this one jumped up to 15. And I just went ahead and swept it anyways.
And no matter what they look like, what character they are, what they're doing, you're grabbing.
At this point, I don't care. It's about quantity.
Yeah.
I'm creating an army. Yeah. And I'm hoping they go to $1 because I'm just going to own them all. But I know that's not going to happen though.
Yeah, wouldn't that be
right? And then we'll just create our own comics. We'll just invite Tom Waltz in and he can write the stories for us.
That'd be crazy. If one of your guys gets chosen.
Can you see that? Can you see the close up?
We see your.
Yeah, you're seeing it. You're seeing it. Okay. Yeah. Just making sure it's switching. So you guys can see some of the different guys I got. Pretty cool guns, right?
Now, is it random that some of these guys could be in the comic in future comics?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Crazy. They just select them like that. I don't think they don't go based on who owns them. I don't think. But what isn't clear to me about this is the gold ones. I don't know if the gold ones are actually going to be characters.
Right.
You know, because how would you play that out? Are they robotic? Like, I don't know. You know, maybe they'll just be statues that are placed in the comic. That'd be cool.
In the background on a shelf.
Yeah, or like even like in a Times Square or something, like a shot of like New York or whatever kind of scenery.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. Look at the multicolored eyes, right?
I like the jacket.
Yeah.
Okay, stylish.
Oh, you know what? Was that Turbo? Turbo, was that yours? I think Turbo wanted that one. Turbo, comment if you're still in here. He says he's a sticker for Grails. I think he's been sweeping the orange shoots. If you want that one, hit me up. I'll get it to you. So you can keep collecting all those ones with the jackets. He's kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
And
So
then I got these other two over here because they looked like they were cops, and I need some cops on my team, some dirty cops.
Mhm.
Just in
So
case.
technically, these can be brought into Earth too once that's up and running and available.
Can you imagine that? Yeah, that'd be incredible. Or even the VeVe-verse. What if we could get Eon Rift to like partner with VeVe and just flow them right in there? We could. Can you imagine Rifters with M'Baku army? Right?
Being sold on Stacker. Let's go. Let's go. We need more IP on Stacker. Stacker needs attention from other IP,
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think. I think that platform's so poised to take off. Like, I wish they had a coin or something you could invest in.
Ernest, did you throw up Ernest's? What we got? Where are we at with the chat here? I'm losing track here.
What's up with Roblox?
Yeah, what is up with Roblox? Let's chat about that.
Okay, well, so you and me talked about, like, hey, let's do a show today, right?
Yeah.
And start. Okay, so I get on my grind and get thinking about a thumbnail, right? And what we're gonna, what's the hook to get people to come in and check it out, And I was like, you know what, we need to do, we need to do more clickbait. Right. We need to get more people in here. That's our focus, blah, blah, blah. So I went to the negative and I started thinking, I was like, okay, VeVe's, kind of, there's a lot of negativeness around VeVe right now. And, people are talking about Ben leaving and Mitch leaving in the direction of VeVe. And, so I made up a little thumbnail and showed it to you. And when I did, I didn't feel good about it. I tell you the truth. I think I told you that. And
it was like shoveling water out of a boat or something.
Okay, so it was Superman and Batman shoving water out of a boat that was sinking with the name VeVe, right? And the title is VeVe Dead.
Yeah,
right?
I thought it was funny.
So no, it's funny, but it's negative. And a little something tapped me on the shoulder, and I looked, and it was a little Randy Chavez.
A little Randy on the shoulder.
Freaking Randy. And I was like, "What's up, Randy?" And
was he saying meow?
No, he said meow meow. Yeah, and he wasn't the devil. He was just Randy, and he said, he's like, dude, you're better than that. Why do you want to bring attention to negative to use that? So, but he didn't just leave with that. He said, explore it more. Clickbait's fine, but could you do positive? And I was like, you know what? He's freaking right. I've listened to Randy a long fucking time.
Yeah, Randy.
I've listened to him for a long time now. He's not done me wrong yet. So, I started thinking about it, and in the chat, a couple days ago, I think Randy was talking about that David started following Roblox, right? Kind of passed it over, like, oh, that's cool, whatever. And then, Sanjay today and yesterday, I think, was talking about something big's going to happen. He's really excited, he's really excited for the future with Dave coming out and possibly announcing something. And I was like, wait, if that's something to do with Roblox, that would be amazing. Why would huge. Out of the blue follow Roblox? He knows what that is. He knows what that means. And he does things with purpose. It might not be on the time frame we'd like it, but he does things with purpose. So it made me think down the rabbit hole and put those two things together and said, let's get clickbait on something positive, and talk about something positive. Might not happen, may not be that, but let's have a discussion about it and have more positive, angles. So
now, would you be excited about Roblox if VeVe was to secure them?
Oh, okay. So let's talk about Roblox, right?
Yeah.
They're on the stock exchange, New York Stock Exchange. That's huge, right?
Yeah.
They've been on, I think, for 3 years now or something. Hugely public traded company, billions and billions of dollars a year in revenue. Like, they're big time. Both my kids still play Roblox. Don't, hundreds of dollars, not monthly, but, give them 20 here, 20 there. I'm sure I spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars in Roblox for them for Roblox or Roblox. So, they have the kids' attention.
Now, do you feel like that's bigger than Minecraft?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it is. They put out a movie, so I'm not sure. That was a big play, them putting out a movie. But I think if you look at their figures, they're probably bigger than Minecraft.
Yeah. Okay.
Technically. But yeah, and they have a good creator economy where you can create games and stuff, and it would make sense in a way to partner with VeVe to get more exposure for Roblox, with NFTs, because I think in the beginning they were talking about they're not planning on anything right this second with NFTs, but they never said they're not going to do NFTs. They just said when it got brought up, they're not thinking about that right now, which was fair because that was like 3 years ago, that interview. So I think that was the CEO of Roblox. So for them to see the writing on the wall, see VeVe's attention it gets and their community, I would love it.
That would be awesome. I never got into Roblox, but I always saw it like literally everywhere I went.
Yeah.
There was Roblox, everything, in all the toy stores. My kids didn't get into it. It was, I think it was a little there. My kids, I had one that was like before then, that was like a little bit of Minecraft era, right? And then my kids were like 6 years apart. So then it kind of like, I think it like didn't fall in between that period, But I know Roblox is absolutely massive and would be an incredible IP to have for sure.
Right. So Roblox has about 5 times more monthly players than Minecraft. So yeah, pretty freaking big.
That would be incredible. Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting. The IP play.
I'm guessing this is Ernie, right? Ernest Ernie? I think he is.
I don't know.
I did see Ernie repost our show popping up, so it might be
nice. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I bought my son Jacob share. Huh?
I said bullish. He's bullish on it. $40 on shares.
Yeah. I bought a share when it first came out. It was way overvalued, so it's just gone down. But just for fun, to teach him about investing and stuff.
Well, it's just about supporting them too, right?
Yeah. So I printed up a little certificate and did all the graphics and everything of Roblox characters. And
that's cool.
Yeah, he liked it.
That's awesome. Yeah. The whole Ben thing.
Yeah.
I noticed that all went down when the court filings finished, and the ruling to me I think if anything that probably caused some kind of division with Ben. I as a company owner and someone who owns several companies, I know what it's like to divvy out shares, and they did give them shares. Well, those shares come from the owners, and so who knows if that maybe affected him in some way to where he's like, I don't want this guy involved in this company, or to have him have shares or have some of my shares, because when those shares are taken, they're divvied from somewhere, right? There's a certain amount of them. So who knows, I don't know if that made him want to leave at that point, or maybe this was just his job. And then he fulfilled what he sought out to do. And he was just, now it's time to bring David and Dan back in the forefront. Maybe he was just there temporarily. I don't know. I know Ben's a great guy. I even hit him up with a message. I said, we didn't get you on the show. Like, I go, how about one final? I said, let's get one final hurrah. Come on.
God, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. And he didn't, I don't think he responded back. I'm not sure, but
I didn't think Ben was short-term. I thought he was long-term when he first got on, the way he was talking and he was, doing building block type managing, of structuring, I should say. So I think something happened. Whatever that is, I don't know. Yeah. But it happened within when he came on to 2 weeks ago. Something happened.
And the only thing that we know of is the lawsuit finishing.
Yeah. Was the program that he rolled out that good? I don't know. I think he got some backlash on that. I don't know if that was as simple as people wanted it to be and incentivizing enough for people, but I don't think that would cause him to leave or be asked to leave or whatever the situation was. So I think it has to be bigger than that.
Yeah, pull up Wes. Yeah. He said Bill agreed, was thinking the same thing about the shares. Yeah. So shares are super important. Like I have one company that I own 51% of the company. I had two other partners. One was 48% and another was 1%. And the reason why I had one as 1% was because I needed him on my as an owner so I could accomplish something I needed to accomplish. And I just promised him I'd pay him 1% for life. Well, he eventually wanted out of the company, which was fine. And so I took his 1% and didn't give it to the other owner. I took that so I would have 52% and we have a 48% divide. But you don't want to ever get to the point where you're 50-50. There's always has to be someone who's in total control and someone who's, they're just there as the voting, but will go along with the program if you have two people. But if you have three people or four people, those shares become super important as the divide gets less and less, and you'll lose your voting power. And you don't want that,
Okay. So that brings up another point. What if we're talking about a buyout of some sort or something along those lines where how you're talking, those shares are very important, right?
Yeah. Super important. But I did notice that they got pulled from Con. I didn't recognize the other name, but they said that the shares were distributed from Con's shares, as well as another name that I missed.
Oh.
What did Simon post here? I'm about to lose reception, but this live show has been invited and fun to listen to. We'll tune in again. Yeah, thanks, bro. We appreciate you.
Bye.
Yeah, we'll talk. So who knows? I'm just throwing out some ideas. Either way, I like how he ended it. I'm not worried about him leaving. I think bull run's coming regardless. People love the IP. We're all here because of it. And not just like certain IP. There's tons of IP, whether you like artwork, sports,
right?
Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, all any kind of genre you can think of.
Art,
artwork, and they got stuff for everybody. So I'm not worried about it. And stuff continues to sell, as you could see with this drop today. They did over 100K today,
right?
According to what Randy posted, but. He said, I think it was only 3% of the shares. It might have been. Yeah. But depending on how many owners, Wes, that 3% can be a big deal. Because I do know that there was not me. I was like, Bill. No, there was, I'm part owner. I missed
surprise. Cat's out of the bag.
No. David, Dan, Con, and then Ben, and whoever that other person was that was listed. So that's 5 different people. So who knows the share spread, and there could be more if there was early investors like Ben Gadenzi, who may have had shares allocated to them. For all we know, there could be 10 shares, 10 sets of shares. You know what I mean?
Right.
So those minor owners that are probably a lot smaller than David and Dan, that could be 3% could be a really big deal for them.
Right. I was happy to see Omi wasn't affected. It went along kind of with the market, which I'm very happy to see. I want VeVe or Omi to travel with the market. I don't want all this little petty shit to affect my bags, right?
Yeah.
I don't, and it sucks when you see projects and the market move with good news, but yet you're still sitting there and like, what the hell? So I'm happy to see that.
Who do we got here? Aldrodero? How am I just now finding this channel? You have arrived, bro. You've arrived. Props to the Beast, the Beast NFT right there. I haven't got one of those, but the prices were looking pretty juicy for where I wanted to pick one up.
Beast, yeah. Yes. I love their art.
Suye and the London Police are big on a kid called Beast, and that's what got me hipped onto that. I'm also involved in the their Genesis Key Discord.
Did you see Sanjay today?
Did I see Sanjay today? No. What did he put? What was he saying?
He was on Randy's stream, and he had London Police in the background. He was talking about that.
Did he?
A focal point when people talk to him and stuff.
Yes. Yeah. By the way, I just contacted Sanjay. I'm waiting for a response. I'm hoping to get him on the show. He's coming. Yeah. Sanjay's the man. He's the man. Right?
Yeah. Oh, I love Sanjay.
Omi was on top 100 coin a couple years ago. Now it's almost 700 ranking. Yeah. That's okay. Just for now.
Yeah. Narrative with, changes and of how they run things and how they do things and, put off deadlines will do that. It's going to affect the price. But in the opposite way, good things, positive news, huge IP, all of those things will do the exact same thing it did last time. We were the number one by percentage coin in the last bull run. I think 1,000-something%, right? Yeah. And that was with having
thousands. To do. I think it was 3,000%.
Even better. And we had to do like 9 to 11 different things in crypto to purchase Omi, right? And I was brand new, to tell you the truth, to purchasing crypto, and that was a lot. And now we have possibilities of pulling out your credit card, going on Stacker and buying Omi. Going in easily doing drops without any crashing, going to metaverses, going to people's, places in the metaverse. There's a lot of bright future with VeVe. And do they have negatives? Sure, 100%.
All companies do. Yeah.
I think they have overcome the hump where they have way more positives than negatives, and they're addressing their negatives. Now, would I have liked them to be forward with this whole Ben thing? Yeah, I didn't like the way it rolled out. Us finding out and then having to spam to get any kind of information. Didn't like that. That's the old VV's communication. I hope they turn a page in their book and start being way more forthcoming, with news that affects us.
They got a little ways to catch up with the utility as well. Specifically like projects like Earth 2.
Oh gosh.
Earth 2 just continues to kill it with utility for the coin. They're killing it so much that I'm a little concerned there won't be any coins left.
Good segue. I love that. That's real good.
Right? Like the burn mechanisms are just setting the whole pile on fire. Basically, they're just said, you know what? We know you like the coin, but we're burning all of it, and there's not going to be any left.
Do you want to let everybody know what you're referring to?
Yes. Ur2 announced, I think it was today, or at least I posted it today, that you can now buy land with their Essence token, which is insane, right? That's what I thought we were going to do with VeVe. But VeVe will catch up to that. I have a feeling when they wait for regulation. They're doing it right now.
Yeah, they're hindered a little bit by their IP, which totally understand.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Wes, you didn't hear about that? You're hearing about it now. Yeah. E2 Insight says gonna buy a 750 today with Essence. Yes.
Let's go.
So I did my first purchase today, and something really cool. Not all land, just on a timer. Yes, correct. You were correct, Spectrum. Just what comes up on the timer. So for those that are in Ur2, the T3 land, which is a little bit less quality, right?
Less pops.
Yeah, it pops up in ever so often in different phases, and you get the opportunity, like in different areas around the world, and you look at it and you say, do I want to buy here? Do I not? Well, the incentive is that today they released Jordan again. Well, they released Jordan a while ago, and they offered a discount spinner program that they had.
Do you want to show that?
Yeah, we're going to demonstrate that. Yeah, let's do it. Cool. Yeah. Probably be a lot easier. Are you going to pull it up? Am I pulling it up, or you're pulling it up?
Can you? It worked out pretty well with the rifters.
Yes. All right, present. Share screen.
Inside T2 as well.
Okay, so today, are we able to see it already?
Yep, you're up.
Okay. All right. So today I purchased this property in Jordan, which is a 100 tile plot. You can see it is now a T2, but when I purchased it, it was a T3. Okay. But it also had resources of limestone and iron ore, which was just okay. I mean, you can get limestone and iron ore in a lot of places, but at least it had resources, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I immediately purchased it, and we're going to do another purchase just for fun. And I'm going to buy another 100 tile plot if it's still available, and it is. And we're going to do this demonstration. So you have the option to buy tier 2 or tier 3. As you can see, the price difference, $12 to $33, is quite a bit. But with this, you have the option now to buy with Essence. So that wasn't available before. Now you can buy it with the Essence. Now, however, this is the price of Essence. Currently, if we go up to, I know you probably can't see the screen, but currently Essence is sitting at, I think 0.38. Let me check. 0.03738. So we've had quite a bit of a spike, right? It was down at 2.9 cents, right? Or 0.29 cents. Yeah. Now it's at 0.38. So on here it shows 0.327 still, which it hasn't caught up yet, right? It should be 3. Should be so. I think it should go up and down depending on the price of Essence. I could be wrong, but anyways, we're gonna click it anyways. So we're gonna, instead of buying it with money or buying a gift, we're gonna buy it with the account balance, and we're going to go with that, with the Essence. Hold on. E2. Right? Mm-hmm. Yep. And now it brings up a spinner system.
Okay.
So this will vary between, you can see, I think, there might even be a 20 in there. I don't remember. I don't remember a 30% spectrum. You can correct me on this. But 30% all the way up to 56% off by just spending 5 Essence per spin.
And 5 Essence is how much?
Currently like 15 cents.
15 cents. So you can gamble, quote unquote, to get a discount.
Cents. Yeah, exactly. Might be actually closer to 20 now, but still. Yeah,
okay. Quick question. Is there a zero? Is there a, like, you lost and you didn't win anything?
No, I don't think so.
So you would always want to do this because the minimum, whatever the minimum is, you're still gaining, right?
Right. And you can see that right now. Yeah, see, it's showing Essence. Right up here. So notice it's saying it wants 327 Essence, right? But when I hit the spin button, it just spent 5 Essence and it gave me immediately 30% off.
Wow.
So we went from 327 down to 228. And earlier, I actually hit a 56% off, which was pretty awesome. But also notice I could then spin the wheel again to try to get even less. Should I do it?
Really?
Just did it again. Oh, look. I just hit 39%. So now I just saved, what, another 30 Essence?
Okay, so quick question. If it does something lower than you have right now, does it go back to the old price, or can you, like?
I don't think so. I think you're stuck with the price you currently have.
Oh, okay.
So it just is what it is.
Right.
So we're at 199. I'm okay with that. Let's confirm. Okay, payment complete, right?
Yeah.
And I now have another T3, which now I don't want a T3. I want to upgrade it because it's so cheap right now. So I'm going to upgrade with throwing in a little red energy all the way across, right? So another 200 Essence with 5,000 red energy. As you could see, I don't know if you could see it from the screen. I have like a couple, I don't know, 130,000 red energy. I forget, something like that. So I have plenty.
So you're swimming in red energy. Okay.
Swimming in it. So I'm going to upgrade. And now the property is upgraded. So by doing that, I'm able to upgrade the property so that I can raid from it, and I can also pull the resources.
Okay, so how much did you technically just spend? Can
about 230, about 200 essence plus another 230 something essence, so 430 essence
with 2 spins, so 10 essence
plus 10, so 440, somewhere around there. So 440 times 4 cents. What is that? My math ain't mathin'. Here we go. Hold on, let me check. 440 times, we'll just say 0.04. So I spent $17.60 equivalent of essence, but I generate it for free.
Yeah.
So I didn't spend anything.
Wow.
Technically, I spent 2 days worth of essence because I generate around 200 essence a day.
Okay.
So actually, I want to edit this to plot 2 because I already bought one earlier today, and you could just edit it. There we go. Done deal.
Such utility. That's amazing.
Isn't that amazing? And right now, the side droids are so cheap that I've been putting side droids on there. They're so cheap right now that it's cheaper to buy the side droids and then just depower them to keep the essence.
Right.
Because you're getting 5 essence per side droid at 12 cents. So what is that? It's like 1.5 to 2 cents or something like that per side, or what is it? It's little over 2 cents a side droid, or an essence when you buy it with the side droid. Well, essence is almost 4 cents. Right. So by doing that, you're literally getting a free side droid, and you can power it down and keep the essence, and then sell it off for twice as much money.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
I wonder how many people
send this one to Jordan.
I wonder how many people are doing that.
You can bet quite a bit, I would imagine. Let's go to plot 2. And this one can also, the side droid I'm putting on there later on can mine limestone. And then I'll also put one that I can, do iron as well.
Maybe some ingots. Iron ingots.
Bhaskar ingots. Yeah, Shane messed up on that one. He should put a little Bhaskar in there, huh? And then, so, I mean, why wouldn't I buy them at this price, right?
No,
so cheap. And just load them up on properties and depower them.
Mm-hmm.
So,
might be time to pick up a few.
Yeah. I mean, the floors are kind of thin, but if you worked on it, and just hammered them out every few days or something, you could stack quite a bit of essence over time.
Yeah.
So just a thought. Yeah. Okay. What do we got going on? He said 20%. 20% is minimum, according to E2 Insight. My water glass over there.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Did we stop screen? Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Where were we at?
Amazing utility that Shane brings. He really he took his time with this. He didn't rush it. He didn't care what people were saying, and it's not fast enough, and all your scammer and all this stuff. He put his head down. He worked. He figured it out. And what I respect about that is, it would have been so easy for him to say, you know what, screw this. It's too much. It's just too much, right? It's not worth it to me. Right. But he didn't. He had a vision. He's had the vision since he put up this project, I think, and really took his time with it and developed a cryptocurrency within a metaverse that is very surprising. And it should destroy once this is live, for players.
Well, what's crazy is we thought we were going to do a show about wormholes and portals. Gateways for Earth 2, but then literally a couple days later he hits us with essence can now buy land.
I mean we could talk about that too, mentors and teleporting.
Before we do that, that 5 essence that I clicked on to spin that wheel, 100% was announced that it'd be burned.
So Shane's not making anything.
Not when you spin the wheel. Right.
Wow.
So I spun it twice. So I just burned 10 essence on stream just now.
And that's gone out of the supply.
Now. How many people are going to re-click that spinner right now with so much essence, so cheap? They're just going to keep clicking that spinner until they get a freaking percentage they like.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Right?
Gosh, I really want to know what we're burning. I really want to know those numbers.
Real question is, does it work out cheaper to buy T2 with a big discount or buy T3 and upgrade with RE? Yeah, so I personally think the upgrade it depends on the land, right? So Jordan was so cheap to upgrade that I didn't want to manually raid my T3s. I'd rather just set up civs. And I found a few raiding plots that I could use in that area, and quite a few. And then, so I'm going to set them up and send them out.
So you're earning money
So I'm earning my essence back after buying land. And then I'm going to buy more land with that essence that I just earned.
Yeah.
No, I think I know E2 Insight probably has done the numbers, but it might take over a year to get my money back on that one plot. But remember, I generated that money for free. So really, it didn't take me a year. I instantly am going to get it back right away.
Right. And when land values go up.
Right. Then I could sell one of those plots off if I want to, or not. I like buying plots next to each other so that I can combine and make larger areas. Same with if you guys are into the little 4-tile plots, I like putting them next to each other in square formations so that later, if they ever do announce that you can upgrade them to a larger plot process, you can combine them all and they're already connected. So it's just a thought. I like doing it that way instead of spreading them out.
Yeah.
In the different areas, because a 4-tile plot will be basically worthless to me in the future if I can't raid on it.
Mm-hmm. So you said that this will be like Shane's going to bring up new land opportunities for this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's incredible. I can't even believe he announced this. I'm like shocked. So I was like, what? Like, why didn't I put more money in? Why?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. Just amazing opportunity.
So the previous announcement though was a real head turner. Like it was hurting my brain just reading it. And I know that you sent me, didn't you send me a breakdown?
Yeah.
Of that. What are your thoughts on that?
It's still confusing, even with ChatGPT trying to break it down and stuff. And
I didn't even read what you sent me because I was like, my brain was still hurting, and I'm like, you just sent me like even more information. I'm like, numbers.
Okay, so basically, what I gather is you're going to be able to travel through these mentors, right?
Yeah.
And you'll have a directory of ELPs that will be available to you to choose where you want to go through to the next spot, right?
Yes.
And people will get a fee depending upon whatever you want. Basically, he said it's going to be a free market. So if I say $100 and you want to go where I am, you're going to have to pay $100. Not that that's going to happen. It's probably going to be cheap for, people to go and the market will adjust itself. Right?
But those properties that he's going to go to, those people will also receive gifts and some kind of prize of some sort that you set.
Is it guaranteed or is it not guaranteed?
No.
Because I thought it was within a span of time.
It's within a span of amount of people too.
Yeah.
So the spread. Yeah.
So another gamified feature with Essence. God,
yeah. Spectrum or E2 Insight. Let's hear your guys' thoughts on this because this was pretty wild. We're still trying to figure it out, but like it's a lot of info and.
Yeah.
But this was so I just read Ready Player One. I brought it up before in previous shows, but this was in the book. So the main character in Ready Player One, he couldn't go anywhere because he was broke. He couldn't travel through the portals like everyone else and spend the money because he was a broke teenager. and he had to. The only place he could go was the planet that had his school, so he could only go there, and he couldn't travel to the rest of the metaverse until he found that first thing and got awarded the prize, just like Shane's doing. So you pay the fee to enter the portal, you win the prize, and then you can afford to go more places.
Okay.
Pretty wild. What we got? It's simple. You can buy land with essence, make essence from it, stake essence on it, rate essence from it, and earn essence from hordes and advertising. Land is key. I know. It's like, why would you ever sell your land ever? Yeah. Right? I mean,
it's going to generate continuously.
And he didn't mention the jewels that it's going to create, the vehicles it's going to create, right? Yeah. And all the other things that we don't know about that are going to populate from the land in itself as well, and probably more civilians. It'll be used to bring forth your avatars and other civilians, I would imagine.
And like you speculated, possibly breeding.
Yeah. Spectrum says, yes, you got a good overview. It is mostly a way to lock a land for paid visits and marketing incentives for players to come back. Yep. 100%. Yeah.
So what's going to drive people to your property, let's say?
So the prize, the incentives, just like Spectrum just said, we're not sure what they're going to be, but let's just say you're throwing up a prize of, how you didn't get that Hotel Luna USA outfit of 1 of 100. Well, that's the prize. Come get it, right? And I'm going to be like, no way.
The first thousand, people.
I'll pay anything for it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. E2 Insight says resources too. Yes. There'll be all kinds of stuff, right? Yeah. Probably weapons, probably piles of essence, right? I think you'll have the option to probably put anything there to a certain degree. I mean, Shane's been pretty liberal about that stuff.
So none of your inventory can go through.
That's right. Strange thing is a zero info, except for what. So that was another important thing. Thanks for bringing that up, Spectrum. So except for the implants that they're going to have. So they're getting implants, and the implants are a compass. You didn't read that part?
No.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's like 4 or 5 different implants that'll be, if it's implanted inside you, it can go with you. Okay. So.
Yeah. So what happens if you're raiding, right? And you get something when you're raiding? How do you bring that back? Like, what do you do with it?
I don't know. Well, as far as you mean for when you land some prizes and stuff?
Well, let's say you use the teleport to your land and there's
got to be a way to ship it back.
Right. Like a backpack or something.
Yeah. I mean, there's got to be a way.
Yeah.
We just don't know what it is yet.
Yeah. So many things to speculate.
Yeah. What's his next one? The landowners will be able to set all prices and restrictions. It is a tool for making events on your land. And the other thing, Spectrum. So it will want people to go to your land. It's gonna be the driver. Oh yeah, good point. Just load it onto a side droid, he says. Yeah. Or your ship or your vehicle that maybe you have nearby. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
That maybe you're not going to go on it because you got to go somewhere else, and you just send it off.
Right. Yeah.
Or you just load up the boat.
You get some land near somebody that's having one of these events or something, just so you can travel over there and then dump it off or something.
Yeah. Or as we say now, just back up the truck, back it up, and we just load that essence right on there. Fill it up.
So crazy. And we only have 1 billion. There's only 1 billion ever created, and that isn't even unlocked yet. Right. Not even unlocked. And let's talk about the happenings that are going to be happening. So there's going to be less and less essence created by your land, right?
Yeah. Imagine your essence just suddenly getting cut in half. That's a real stress one.
Yeah.
A real stress causer, right?
Yeah, and you're using it within game, and you're feeling all fat and happy, and then oh shit,
yeah,
not getting enough here.
Right. E2 Insight says strap it to a pigeon. Yeah, Good idea.
Yeah, or a dinosaur.
But the big money is to craft and sell those advanced teleport upgrade chips. That's right.
Oh yeah, chips. What was that?
I don't understand it. That's the point where my brain exploded.
That right there, the
It
chip.
it got into the chips, and I was just like, all right, I'm done. I can't even absorb it. I think I didn't even get any sleep the night before, and I was just like, I was the zombie.
Definitely happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, so many positive notes. Like I've said over and over again with Earth 2, I'm never disappointed. I only was disappointed one time when they released something, and that was in the very beginning of the game when I bought a bunch of land or whatever, and I had a vision. And in my head, the vision was, oh, there's buildings, and in Las Vegas, there's all these buildings you walk around or whatever. And Shane said, no, we're wiping out everything. And I was like, what the frick? I was buying land, in giant stadium in San Francisco for these purposes. And then he said he's going to wipe it all out, and I was like bummed. And then now I see obviously where he was going, and ever since then, been stoked with everything he's released.
So that picture I sent you earlier, I did a post on it. And I said, just a nice post, take a chance to breathe in the air, whatever. Oh, it's so beautiful. By the way, I bought this plot on Earth 2. Couldn't help myself.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. It's an area near me called Chapin Forest, and it's just beautiful. You can oversee. I mean, you could see Cleveland from. I mean, it's like literally 20 miles away. You can still see it.
You'll have to go on Spectrum's channel to see the real view. Get a fly.
Yes. So Spectrum. We're gonna have to have you on again because I need to see this property.
We got some coordinates.
And I took the picture because I wanted to see how accurate it would be in E2 too.
Yeah.
With Lake Erie, you can see in the back. That was Lake Erie that you could see in the background. Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
It was so cool. Yep.
Okay.
Teleportation upgrade chip. Each time an item is crafted or discovered, it will receive randomized statistics. I still don't know what you're saying. It might just...
Each time an item is crafted.
Yeah.
Okay, what's crafted? Like a jewel?
Yeah, something like that, probably.
So every time
discovered. So we're gonna be you got to figure we're gonna be discovering stuff on either with hordes or on the properties themselves, right? So each time an item is crafted or discovered, it will receive randomized statistics. I don't understand that thing. Statistics. What does that mean? Like I'm just going to learn about something? Like, isn't that what a statistic is?
So
it's about the chips. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we're just going to need more info on it.
So we're going to be traveling around on land and fighting things, and chips are going to spawn.
And are the chips going to give us upgraded abilities? Because that's really cool. Like what? Like super chips or something?
We put those in our mentors.
I don't know.
Like they're just for mentor chips.
I don't know. Maybe. Send me the long.
He wants to see it.
Yeah. Right. It's I'll send it to you.
So still a lot to learn.
Yeah, it's a lot, and it's just like, I'm like, I don't understand it. But you know what? I got to read it again, and I got to read it when I get some sleep.
Okay.
Teleport chips have MPV. Wow, you typed that so fast. MPV, TBM, CBM, TSC, BTP. Those are stats, and they will increase your profit. Okay, I like that. I do understand profit. Yep.
Positive.
Love it. Positive. Yeah. Sign me up.
Yeah, right. Jeez.
So when did we get an avatar, Spectrum? Have you seen them? Like, I'm ready. I mean, I'm not ready. I don't have a computer yet, but I'm ready to see you in them.
You got the money in your account. You're just ready. You're like, let's go. Well, it should be coming pretty soon, right? Because if you give the timeline that Shane said, it should be rolling out within a few weeks, I'd imagine. Like 5-6 weeks, maybe.
Well, originally he said like a week or two, but then whatever happened, I don't know. LOL, not yet for avatars. Yeah. Well, that's going to change everything because the runaround effect, that's going to be so much more fun. Then Hordes is coming. I cannot wait. But patience. Good things come.
So
right?
what do you think about the market?
I love the market. I love seeing Bitcoin almost hit 105,000 today, right?
Mm-hmm. It's holding.
Yeah, and it's holding. Yes.
Yeah.
I bought more Cardano recently because I was like, I think Cardano is going to move before these other projects. So I wanted to do what Rain calls rolling, right? I figured I'd put it in Cardano first, let it go to a couple bucks, and then I'm going to roll it into the lower caps, so I could pick up some more of the projects I believe in.
Okay.
But I believe in Cardano too. I plan on keeping a certain bag size for that to go to $5, $7, $10, whatever it does. I might do a stream with May or E2 Insight. Cool. Let me know. Message me when you do that. Cardano. We should have combined stream when multiplayers on every E2 V1 testers. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Spectrum. I'm going to be getting a computer real soon, maybe in 3-4 weeks, and I'm going to get it all set up on my either in this room and get a bigger TV, or I'm going to do it in the living room with my 60-inch TV. So we'll figure that out. What's up, Jamie?
As a monitor?
What?
You're going to use your TV as a monitor?
Yeah, maybe.
Whoa.
Wouldn't that be? I mean, dude, it's E2. Don't we want to like?
That's going to be huge.
Let me just set up a projector or something, right? I mean, you want to see it, especially with like I'm buying that. I'm buying the best chip. I don't care. I think I'm going to spend $2K on it. Maybe this should get me there.
Yeah, I think so. I think 2K.
Yeah, right. Should be pretty good. Well, Spectrum was saying he was running a little bit lower of a rig, and he was still doing just fine. I think. I think that isn't that what you got out of it. What's up? Girl?
Oh, when Spectrum was on our show?
Huh?
When Spectrum was on our show?
Yeah. Didn't he say
he dialed down the graphics, I believe, so it didn't like lag or anything.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so and it looked really good. So,
Jamie, what do you think Cardano's going to? So I think, Cardano to me, $7-10 this run. I'm still looking for that. Some people are throwing even crazier numbers out there.
Really?
Myself, I'm planning on selling at $5, at least 20%.
Is Cardano linked with anything? Because I feel like I've heard Cardano be mentioned a few times.
Is it what?
Is it linked to anything like recently, kind of in the news or something?
It's linked to Bitcoin.
Linked to Bitcoin? No, but like, was there a purpose or some bigger?
Yeah, it's taking the weight of Bitcoin, so it's combining the network.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, so it's a pretty major partnership. Bitcoin's transactions will be on top of Cardano, in a way for them to like scale somehow, some way. I'm not really.
I can get sure. Bitcoin faster than 2 days or whatever it takes.
Something like that, yeah. Did you guys buy any Luna Dragon skins? I did get one.
Yeah.
Did you pick up a dragon? Yeah, you did too, right?
Yeah, I like them. I really like the dress and the way it moves and stuff.
Don't forget to tell me which one I was giving you. I totally forgot.
The red one. The red one.
The red one what?
The red one before the Lunas.
What was that? Oh, was it the red night guy?
All you do is look in your profile.
Yeah, look at before Luna. Yeah, remind me again. As soon as I can get it to you. Which would help greatly. Bitcoin is too slow. Yes, it is too slow. Yep. So Cardano is going to be a scaling solution for Bitcoin, and that's incredible, and we love it, and it's going to make some headway, I think, this run. So 20% I'm selling at $5, 20% at 7, 20% at 10, and the rest is for Moonbag, I think. So
you mentioned rolling. What is that rolling
so
into?
I'm probably going to roll. I picked up like 3,000. I think it was like 3,000 or 4,000 Cardano. I don't remember. It was either 3,000 or $3,000 worth. I think it was 3,000. I picked up to roll. So that I'll probably roll at like $3 or $2.50 or something like that. Because I picked it up at like 68 cents or 65 cents or something.
What are you rolling it into? Or is that
I'll probably roll it into Definity or Devi or Omi or Essence, one of the four or all four. I don't have any Devi.
Mm-hmm.
I'm that guy.
Get on Devi.
So I'm
still low.
Yeah, so I could just roll it all into Devi and that'd be my other play.
Yeah, you just can't miss whatever a big announcement is regarding changes. Whatever that could be.
And I don't think that a lot of those I don't think are really going to run till later. So I think the bigger cap coins are going to run first.
Right.
So, okay, what else we got? Spectrum says, Belle Plaine, St. Andrew, Barbados is open for buying in Essence. Why is that, Spectrum? Did they get the clock and we didn't see it? Or did they all just went out at once? Yeah.
Huh.
Interesting. Because once they went through the clock, I'm assuming you can still buy them with the spinner for a while or always, or I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out.
Up. I know Jamie's bags are going up for sure. She is big into XRP too. She's got a nice bag.
Oh, love XRP.
Yep, and you're an XRP guy too, aren't you?
Yeah, I got it. Here's so much good news with XRP and so much positivity. Not just like random TikToks or whatever, but like legit like people in our government. They're talking about it. Big companies are talking about it. They just had a big pharmaceutical company. I think they bought like 50 million. I'm not sure if it was of XRP or somehow linked to XRP for their transactions and stuff. So, it's being used and they're finding use cases. And the more that happens and the more it's in the news and the more people and companies especially talk about it, I definitely see XRP going, not being held back anymore.
Right. Yeah. And said the counter was over. Oh, okay. Yeah, so hopefully they hold open after the counter's over. Some other things I'm into though is Pepe to the moon, right? Where's my Pepe gang at? And I made some money on Pepe, and then I rolled it over to Definity. I still have a bag of Pepe left though, so I have to keep that because it pisses off Hillary Clinton, and I love that.
Is that your moon bag?
Yeah, it's my moon meme bag that I love. I love the meme. It's incredible.
Oh, so
but I plan on so when that goes up. So if I can get another 10x run on Pepe, I'm gonna roll that one too probably. So I'll roll that into a lower cap.
Okay,
that's my play. Yep. I also got Bitcoin that I'm not touching.
Smart.
I don't have a ton, but I mine it. So for me, I don't just buy it; I just mine it. So that's my play on that. And I have a bag of Polygon, which I think was called Matic, or Matic is now Polygon, I forget. Very small bag. I was hoping it was going to pump. So as soon as that sucker goes up like 1 or 2x, I'm rolling that too. Because it's not a big bag. It's small.
Right. Yeah.
And, I'm in a lot of other stuff too.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, I'm so excited for the future, what's coming. You can feel the sentiment change in the market. People are talking about it more. I think I mentioned a couple streams ago how I got a few people that never would I have thought in a million years would get into crypto ask me, and I walked them through the process, and now they own a good bag of a couple key projects.
Right.
And that I think that's how people are perceiving crypto as well. People are not as afraid of it. They're seeing, the news talk about it. They're seeing high level officials talk about it, which gives them more confidence to put their own money into it as an investment for the future, which that's the goal, because we don't even have, mainstream in it yet. This is just the little rumblings of it. Yeah, it hasn't hit.
Yeah, I would love for Essence to
opinion.
just skyrocket as well, so I could roll that into something else that I love as well. But then I just know the potential for it is just so large that if Essence, I think Essence should do $4 this run. But if we only get $1, dude, that's still killer, right?
Oh yeah.
That would be monumental for a lot of people that we talk with. That's a life changer for a lot of people.
I think we could get $1 if we don't hit a narrative. If we hit a narrative, it could be big. If we get on Twitch, all these things we're not really thinking about, of getting eyeballs into the game, not just the crypto, through the game and then into the crypto, right?
Yeah, like Spectrum brought up, we're definitely going to have to do a collab where we're just doing run throughs.
Oh yeah,
we're going to connect to Twitch for sure.
That's going to be so fun. Can you imagine?
Oh yeah,
running around talking shit, laughing, and just
it's going to be amazing.
Playing,
Yep. And Jamie says we met someone yesterday who bought Bitcoin 17 years ago. Oh
wow.
And did you meet him in his Rolls Royce or in his UFO?
So 17 years ago would be anywhere from, let's see, 20 cents to $3, depending on where in that year they bought. Yeah. So don't ask me how I know that.
Yeah. But he's killing it, right? Yeah. So 17 years ago, what is it? It is the 2025. So yeah, that was right when Bitcoin was launched. Oh my gosh.
No, it was
2008, right?
That was 2011, I think.
Oh, was it 2011?
Yeah.
No, 2008, 2009 is when
Bitcoin.
But you're saying she's talking about 2011.
Yeah, she's talking about
okay. Yeah.
And I only know that because I gauge it around when my child was born.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Think Columbia's in 2 days. Cool. Love it.
17. No, wait. 17, 14. Yeah, that might have been really close to the launch now that I'm thinking about it.
2008, 2009, right?
Yeah.
So that means they could have got it for $1 or less.
So they probably didn't even buy it. They mined it or traded it.
Mined it. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And then sold it for 10 cents and laughed their way to the bank.
Yeah. Maybe
they bought a pack of cigarettes for it and they were happy.
Yeah, I remember looking it up in 2011, and you could only trade it for computer parts at the time. And I was just like, what? I already have a computer. Don't need computer parts. What do you do with this really? Fell off my radar.
Dang. You still there?
Yep. Oh, was I glitching?
Hold on. I opened up a new tab somehow. Can you still see me?
Yep. I can hear you too.
Wow. Weird. Just totally lost visual. Oh, I'm going to click out for a second.
Okay. You're still in. Do you want me to remove you and come back?
Yeah.
Okay. God, could you imagine buying Bitcoin or just, because I first heard about Bitcoin, I think through more conspiracy minded, websites like Alex Jones and stuff like that, Patriots and, food storage and all that kind of, niche. And they were talking about Bitcoin being, hedge against inflation and our money being printed to infinity, and that was back then, and there was just not a use case for it, so I didn't take it seriously. I looked at it and don't know if I got a little bit or not. I can't even remember, and it would have been on an old hard drive if I did, but yeah. Whoa, we got two of you.
Good.
Okay, you're up. Yep. You're back. Up. Hide and seek with Bill. but there was no real case where you can go and spend it or anything. So, there was a lot of uncertainty. And then when what's that Silk Road Silk Rose or whatever came out where you were just buying drugs with it. Wasn't doing that. So had no kind of interest, but always like listened about it and was curious. To see it take off like it did was
There we go.
freaking amazing.
Still see me?
Huh? Yeah,
My bad.
we see now.
Okay.
You hear
Yeah,
us?
that was weird. I kind of I spilled a little bit of water on the laptop and I swiped it, and then it like shut everything down. But yet it was still rolling. I'm like, what happened? What happened? Yet those timers are confusing. The first two are when it is on, and last is when the country's open. Yeah, it is confusing. Like how I saw the announcement. So I didn't read the recent announcement because I thought it was the same spinner as before. And I was like, I already know about the spinner. But then when I went on there, I saw three slots instead of the normal two. And let's see. Let me share screen. I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So up in here, let me know when you can see it.
You're up.
So these 3 slots here, normally you only see 3 when there's a skin for sale. Yeah. And I was like, what's going on? Is there a skin for sale? And there wasn't one. And then I saw the buy tiles with essence. And I was like, what? Like, okay. And so I dug a little deeper. And sure enough, yeah.
You notice the rollouts are really smooth? Like,
yes.
They're pretty fucking good,
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Like,
open up.
I never worry about a new feature too much, and if something is a little off, they fix it right away.
Yes, absolutely. And he's been kind of quiet, and I just want, man, we got to get Shane on the show, right? Like, where are you at, Shane? Are you listening? We got to get you on here.
When's the last time he's done a interview? Shit.
Dude, like forever. I used to love his videos that he'd post because he was never on anyone's show. But like, it was just him being real, just sitting behind a table at his office. And it was like, okay, ETU's real. There's an office.
Looks overworked, always just like overworked.
Yeah. And I hope he shaved the beard. I hope. But I don't know.
Wait, when wasn't there something that when the launch happens, he was going to shave it?
And I told him, you're good now. Shave it. Like, he's like, no, not yet. And I'm like, oh my gosh, just shave the beard, Shane.
He wants to live.
Yeah. I hear about Bitcoin when you can mine it on your laptop. LOL. Yeah. Me too. Yeah. So Max Kaiser, who's a Bitcoin maximalist, told me to buy it $100 worth at 99 cents or something. And I was like, I can't. $100 at the time I was broke. And honestly, if I would have bought it for $1 at the time a piece and it went to $1,000, I would have sold it.
Yeah. Unless you forgot about it.
Yeah. At that time I was going bankrupt because I had a business that sold worldwide and the countries were going under into all over Europe. I was selling Hilti construction equipment and supplies all around the world, and people stopped buying stuff. It was crazy. So,
were you done with that?
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah.
Okay. When was that?
2008, 2009 time. I think it was 2009, probably when the banking crisis hit. Those bastards.
Yeah. All that money disappeared.
Yeah.
Don't talk about
that. Right. Yeah, it didn't disappear into my account.
Exactly. Let's see.
Poker players in Macau use Bitcoin as medium for chips because they weren't allowed to use real money.
Could you? Well, gamblers and drug dealers, they made out like a bandit.
Oh, yeah.
You imagine some people being in jail, can't access their wallets, right? Because they got busted or something and get released and they're freaking decamillionaire. Like,
yeah. Can you imagine how many governments move drug money on Bitcoin now? Right.
You think now they do it like currently?
Of course they do. Yeah. 100%. Really? Oh yeah. Yeah. That probably our own government. They're probably not doing it currently with the current administration, but guaranteed they've used NFTs and crypto to currently run that stuff. Yes, 100%.
And some of those crypto punks aren't real sales.
Some of them aren't. No, yeah, no way. It's the best way to move money if you think about it. Like, I want to pay you $1 million, so I'm just going to buy a picture off of you for $10 million.
Here you go.
Yeah, and that's it. Yeah, here you go. And then you already sent me the product, and I just bought your NFT.
So that's an interesting point, right? Where do you think regulations are going to go in this administration when it comes to crypto and NFTs?
Yeah. So I think that we're going to get some clear-cut rules coming up here in probably June, I would hope. June, July. We need something because that's what's really going to make everything rip.
Yeah.
Sure. We need, I think government has been laundering money through the banks for a long time. And we can't have that in crypto as well. We need clear-cut regulation on banks through the current banking system, but we also need it for crypto too. And, you can see everything on crypto. So in the future, hopefully a lot of that stuff won't be able to happen,
Yeah. So I know Trump's talked about stable coins a lot recently. How do you think that shakes up the market within that kind of ecosystem? With USDT, USDC, and and Ripple has their stable coin now and everything like that.
I honestly think things are going to become more stable.
But do you think we're going to see players not being able to meet regulations? And disappear?
It's hard to say without the regulations coming out. We really need to see the framework, and I think that's what all these projects are waiting for. I honestly think, Trump has his own meme coin. He's given it utility. You know what I mean? He announced the top 250 people will have dinner with me.
Did you see how that moved that coin?
Oh my gosh, it moved it instantly, right?
Yeah.
And so, he himself is doing it. So I think he did that on purpose to show what he was bringing in the crypto industry. And he's been he's basically saying, if I was going to prosecute you, I'd have to prosecute myself. Right? In a way, because he's doing the exact same thing all these other companies are doing. So what he's saying is, I'm showing you that it's safe by putting my own neck out there. That's how I see it.
Right.
And and tear wires with huge fees and take 7 days. LOL, so stupid. Yeah, they do take forever. We don't need that. Crypto's instant, man. Like Cardano is so fast. There's so many other faster ones. Like VeVe is supposed to be like lightning speed. 8 million transactions, whatever, per second, they said, or something, some crazy number. And we'll see that when it happens, but that's the tech's
there.
That's the future.
Yeah. The tech's past where it needs to be right now. Now the market needs to catch up and the industries need to catch up. Right?
Yeah. And what I like about VeVe, even though I'm not involved in it yet, I do have a code though, but not yet.
Are you signed up?
I am signed up. Yeah.
Nice. I signed up under.
Check out the exchange. Sign up, even though I don't have any coins. I'll end up getting some, but
sure.
But what I like about them is they own the patents. So they own the patents to the tech that they filed for in 2017. Well, some big crypto companies were trying to create their same technology, and they got flagged for it because they were already patented.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So I heard him talking about it on Crypto Rain Show.
Okay.
And so they were smart enough to file those patents so they can't be duplicated by anybody. And so they have this technology that is blowing everyone else away. When the world finds out about it, they're going to stay.
Let's go.
Because even though you have tech and someone could just duplicate your tech if it's not patented.
Right.
So what makes them so great? So, and I also like how they're offering where you're going to get a cut of the fees. So
Right.
That's going to be freaking huge.
Yeah, with your referral code, correct?
Yeah, but not just your referral code. If you own one of the other Definity, I don't know if it's a different token or how they're going to do it. I think it's a staking mechanism of some sort, where if you're staking their coin, you're going to get a certain percentage of fee, which I love.
Yeah.
It's to get people to stay with the project.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys been checking out countries with relaxed crypto laws and no capital gains? Yes, taxes for when E2 booms. I don't want to give the government half my digital asset earnings. Check out Vanuatu. Yes, I already checked out Puerto Rico too. Vanuatu, yeah. I am. Well, I own Earth2 in Vanuatu. Yeah. I think that's where Omi Island is.
Coincidence?
I got to check. Isn't it? I think it is. Let's see. Is it Vanuatu?
Pull you up? I'm going to pull you up.
Okay.
We all want to see it.
I think, yeah, Omi Island is in Vanuatu. Yes. Dude, is it fate?
That was not planned.
For all those.
Hilarious.
Oh, yeah. We should probably give away some land, right?
We could.
We should give away some land. You want to do a giveaway?
Sure. Everybody.
Check it out, everyone. Oh, am I zooming out so far?
Here, let me get rid of that. That looked like a boob. I was like, what the heck?
There we go. Do you see the boob?
It looked like a boob.
Me. That was on purpose. I liked it that way. It's the offset nipple.
Hey, everybody's not perfect, right?
Omi Island in Vanuatu.
Wow.
Right. Omi Island in Vanuatu. See, that's fate right there. I was meant to be a citizen.
You moved to the island.
So, who's not in Omi Island yet? Let's do a giveaway. What are we going to do?
Yeah. Anybody in the chat?
Stop.
That's not in Omi Island. Can you let it be known? If you're interested in getting free land,
yeah,
would be.
Let's do a question.
Okay. Do we want to do maybe?
Jamie says me.
Oh, is Jamie not in Earth-2?
She's not in Earth-2 yet. I've been trying to get her for a long time.
Oh, might be a play. Well, let's see how many people are interested. In the chat, please say you're interested in a giveaway, or else we'll give somebody that saying they want it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right. No capital gains tax. Easiest residency in the world. Spend 0 days there and a resident for tax purposes. And obviously that's shared though, right? Is there, do you have to be there for a certain amount of time though? Easiest residency in the world. Spend 0 days there and be a resident for tax purposes. I'm going to have to look into that. It sounds incredible. But Trump's in now. So
Earth-2 isn't a US based crypto, correct?
Right. It's not, but what if they get rid of the IRS? You know what I mean? Like, then there ain't no taxes, and there might just be sales tax.
Right.
So I don't know.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, E2 Insight, you're not on the island either? Okay, let's get this going.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Right.
He's smart. He's a smart one, Jamie. You better watch out. I don't know. Wow. Okay. What's the question? What are we doing?
Do we want to do, well, you can't really do an Earth-2 question, especially if somebody's not familiar with the project.
Yeah.
So we got to do something more general.
Okay.
General.
This is all you.
Oh, God. Put it on me. Great. Thanks.
Okay. All right. I got it. So for those who've been listening for the longest, I don't know if Jamie was in here earlier though. So I don't know if it'll work out. Okay. Let me think of a different question.
General, like knowledge.
A general question. Okay.
It could be about NFTs. Could it be about metaverses, but something more general.
Okay. All right. What crypto project were we talking about earlier that released Grogu today? First person. Bam.
In the chat.
No. What was the project called? What's the name of the company?
That just released Grogu as an
Today.
NFT, as a digital collectible.
Yes.
Oh,
Crazy Dan. 420. Don't you already have land there though, Crazy Dan?
are you excluded?
I don't know. Tell me if you're already there.
Crazy Dan, are you already there?
Jamie, I feel like you're not listening to the show. No.
Confirmation. Crazy Dan, are you already
Crazy
on
Dan.
the island?
She says Google didn't know. I feel like I just gave Crazy Dan some land. Crazy Dan, did I just give you some land? Maybe not. Okay, DM me, Crazy Dan. We'll figure that out. Next, one more question. We're going to give away 2 today.
Whoa.
2
Wow.
today.
Pretty generous.
So, okay, what's the next question? This one's on you.
Okay, I'm trying to think more general, so if there's new people in, they're not kind of out of
Crazy
the
Dan, if you're not following me on X, follow me and then DM me on there, and then I'll set you up.
Okay. Who got me and Bill into Earth 2 originally? Like, turned us on to Earth 2 on YouTube?
I don't know that Jamie's going to know that. Or E2 Insight. But we'll see. The internet. No. He said no.
It's an influencer that started talking about Earth 2, and me and Bill both found him pretty close to the same time and got us into Earth 2 pretty much.
Right.
Very big influencer, heavy into VeVe now, more than Earth 2, but still is in Earth 2. Talks about it pretty regularly. Oh, here we go.
E2 Insight got it.
Yep.
Oh,
Randy
you too slow. The guy who needs to shave his beard. Oh, wait, though. She didn't have a name. Randy. Ha, ha, ha. I'll just set you guys. I'll just set both of you up. How about that?
Oh, that's amazing.
They both hit it. Too easy.
Both you guys.
All right, E2 Insight, DM me. Jamie, I know you'll DM me. We're going to give away 3 properties. And let's do it live on stream.
Woo!
Right?
Okay, so what do you need from them?
I need them to DM me on X right now.
Hopefully they're following us. Hopefully everybody's subscribed. Hey, everybody that's in here, please subscribe. We need the support. It's free. Yep. You know, push the like button. It really helps us out. We're trying to get monetized and be millionaires. So yeah, can't do it without subscribers. So everybody would love that to happen.
Yes, 100. Okay. All right. So I got Jamie sent me a message.
Everybody's gonna be DM you. I got it.
I got it. Okay, let's. Am I still sharing the screen on Earth 2?
Yep, you're in there. See the boob.
Okay.
The boob is visible.
The boob. We're gonna put Jamie in the MCP slums. A nice spot by the beach.
Good view.
Pretty good view, I think. Yeah. I mean, it's Venatu. It's got to be amazing.
Inside, DM'd you on Discord.
Awesome. Okay, he's next. This recipient does not have an Earth 2 account. Okay.
He's very, very excited about her new land.
Here, stop screen. Hey, stop screen real quick.
Remove. All right.
We off?
Yep. Okay. Come on, we want to know that credit card info.
I just didn't want to put her email out there.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep. Okay. Okay, Jamie, go to your email and click the link and then get set up and let me know when you're set up. Next. Let's go to view. All right. I got a message from. Okay. Hey, Bill, it's Crazy Dan 420. I have a lot of tiles in E2. Okay. So, Crazy Dan, I need you to just give me your R2 name.
Let's go.
Your R2 name is. I didn't get one from E2 Insight yet.
Through Discord.
Oh, he said Discord. Okay. Hold on.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
We got 62 people in the stream right now.
Okay. Is that on all platforms or just YouTube?
I haven't figured that out yet. I believe it's all platforms, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Come on, Discord. Open up.
Yeah, nobody from X is chatting. Anybody from X there? Let us know you're alive.
Yeah, that's strange because we had a bunch of people from X before. So I'm wondering if the link is working correctly.
Let us know if the link's working. Can anybody that's watching from X just say something?
Hold on, my Discord's not opening, so I got to open it up for my.
Jamie didn't get the email yet.
Okay. All right. Hang on. Here we go. All right. Are we already talking? E2 Insight. Are we already having a conversation? Oh, we got friend requests. Okay. I see a bunch of guys. Does he? What's his R2? Can we find out what's his R2 name again? Is it
For
E2
Crazy
Insight?
Dan? Oh, he hasn't said yet.
Okay. All right. I see Crazy. Okay. Crazy Dan is the same name. All right. Let's do Crazy Dance.
Okay.
So we're going to put him in the slums too. A very nice plot.
Oh,
Right
can
over
I pull
here.
it up?
Yes. Okay. He sent me a friend request. Here we go. What? We weren't already friends? E2 Insight? Oh.
You are now.
Okay. What's E2 name? Okay. Multitasking. All right.
Oh,
We're
do you
going to
want me
buy
to
one
pull
for
up?
Crazy Dan real quick. Are you showing screen?
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay because he doesn't have an email. He's already on there, so he has an R2 account already.
It's okay.
Which is Crazy. Let's see. Okay, he just says Crazy Dan 420. He's true to his name. Okay.
But is he blazing right now? That is the question.
To Insight. Okay. Cool. Okay. He should have that property. Let's go.
Okay.
And now we got to do E2 Insight, which we're going to give him the one right next to Crazy Dan. A lot of MCP slums going out.
Hopefully they're good neighbors.
That's right.
No
I
raiding
got a
each
feeling
other.
they will be. I got
No
a feeling.
raiding each other, right? That's going to be like, what the hell? You just raided me, dude. Well,
like, no.
you weren't collecting. What do you want?
E2 Insight. Okay. I think I got that right. Let's see. And did Jamie get her email yet?
Not yet. We're not seeing anything else.
Okay.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Blazing as we speak. Very true to his name.
Blazing as he speaks. Okay. As we speak. All right. E2 Insight, you should have yours. Okay.
Okay.
So, Jamie, you didn't get it yet. Okay. We'll work on Jamie's.
All right.
I'll send her a message after the stream. Well, I'll work on her. I know her pretty well.
Okay.
She's close. No, sir. Okay, we'll work on that. Okay, we good on stream? You guys want to end it? We good?
Yeah, I think we had a great show.
Hour and 45.
Yeah.
And what did we learn from this this process? We all should have bought more E2.
Yeah, definitely. But it's not too late. The price is still so low, for Essence and these properties. They're just sitting on the market. So, what I like about it right now is anybody can get in for a relatively cheap price, start earning Essence, start earning Ether and jewels and be in the game.
Yeah, and I think also the takeaway that E2 Insight put out earlier was, let's not sell our land. That's a bad idea.
Yeah, it might be valuable in the future, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be it's what brings everything. So why would you ever sell it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It is life.
No problem, guys. Thanks for being on the Omi Homie Island. So now we can all congregate and do great things.
Yep. So thanks everybody for watching. Check us out our next stream and like, subscribe, do all the fun stuff that gets us into more viewers. That'd be amazing.
And tell your friends.
Peace. Later, Bill.